test done. I had a consultant come in, and they evaluated my employees. They gave this test, and what the whole idea was it was to test how the employees felt about their value system compared to the value system of the company. It came out, the results came back, the employee said, here's their value system, and here's the company's down here. I thought, where did we get that? The consultant said, you need to sit down and tell them your value system. They need to understand more about you. They need to know more about you. I said, I can't believe that's going to do anything. And they said, trust us. I sat my 35 employees down, and I told them my value systems were very easily. I said, you will never, ever lie to each other. You will never lie to a client. Even if it's to cover me up or to help me out, never lie to me. Never lie to me or for me. Don't lie to each other. Don't lie to the shopper. You will never lie in this organization. Integrity is the most important thing to me. The second thing is, I leave the office every day at 3 o'clock. Because my son is the most important thing to me. I'm a soccer coach. I'm a baseball coach. I'm a ski instructor. He means more to me than anything. And I will leave here when I have anything going on. If you have a child that has a valid recital at noon tomorrow, I want you to. That stuff is important to me. I just laid it very, very clearly out my values to my employees. We took the PQ and I about 60 days later, and boom, par. Absolutely par. And it's changed the environment, the work environment dramatically because they understood more about my value system. They weren't protecting me. It was just lightened up my organization dramatically. So your employees really understand more about being decisive. Are you the kind of person who can make decisive decisions? Do you build people? See, there's two different types of leaders. One is when you hire a new employee and you see them rising up in the ranks really quickly. Some of you out here might look at that person and go, wow, what a threat. This person's going to take over my job. This looks serious. And then we try to suppress the person. There's also the kind of leader that says, wow, this person's good. I give you 10 more of them. Because these people can help catapult me to the next level. That's what an outstanding leader thinks. They build people. They do not fear anybody. They have respect for balanced lives. As I mentioned earlier, people have other lives outside of work. They have to respect them. You're energetic. You're highly intuitive. You don't need reports. You can feel when your staffing is right. You know when your customer service is good. You can just feel it. And you lead by example, which is obviously the most important thing. You don't have to do this now, but I would highly recommend to you that you sit down one evening with a glass of Chardonnay and take a look at all of these characteristics, and I'd like you to take and put a check mark next to the characteristics that you possess. Now that does not mean that if back in 1967 you were decisive, you get to check the box. It needs to be something you possess on a regular basis. The areas that you do not possess, please seek from somebody above you some coaching on those areas and try to fulfill those. Personal goals, personal action plan. Let's move on to page 12, philosophy. See, outstanding leaders, they aren't paid to make the popular decision. Please fill in the blank. Popular. They are paid to make the right decision. These are going to be in conflict. If you are in a leadership role for any length of time, these two things are going to butt heads. You're going to have to make some decisions, and you're going to say, man, this is not going to be a pretty thing. The employees are not going to like this. But you have to go stand in front of the employees, look them in the eyes, and say, you know what, this is the right thing for our company. This may not be popular, but it's the right thing for our organization. You have to make those kind of decisions. How about defining boundaries? Defining boundaries for our employees. Being an outstanding leader is like being a good parent. You don't try to control their every move, but you do want to provide them with very clear boundaries. What I mean by that, for those of you who are parents, understand this. We draw this circle in the sand for our children. And we tell our children, this is where Mommy and Daddy want you to stay because this is very safe. This is a nice area. But you know what kids are like. You know they're going to go over the edge over here and they're going to step over there and they're going to look at you. You can see they're paying attention, right? And if you don't respond, they're going to come over here and they're going to step out over here and they're going to look at you and see if you respond. And if you don't respond, they're out here going, hey, 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 hey. And all of a sudden one day when you want to back in there, you go, get back in there. They go, hey, we're please fill in the blank. Boundaries that are not clearly defined are painful. It is much easier to set up clear boundaries and keep them there than it is to allow them the freedom. It's not good for them, and it certainly isn't good for you, nor good for the customer. Behavior change. See, customer service coaching primarily does see behavior change. You're asking your employees to change. And again, this is not about aptitude. We're asking about attitude change. But you must focus your coaching skills more on the why do it. Please fill the blank for them. It's the why should they do it. They're going to want to know why. And employees may not change their behavior unless they see a need for it. How about culture change? Employees need to be told, and you need to incorporate this word more into your vocabulary. The word culture. Because there are programs. Every corporation has programs. Like I talked about with Safeway earlier. They have sales programs, they have customer service programs, they have all these programs, and most employees perceive that one program gets replaced by another one. When a new program comes along, it replaces the other one. That's the way people think. That's why we need to begin using the word culture and let the employees know that the culture of our restaurant is going to be that we're going to exceed people's expectations. This isn't a program. This isn't something that's going to be going away. It is here. It's ingrained with every ounce of our fabric. When I see an organizational chart, a lot of organizations have organizational charts. This is not an unusual organizational chart. They have quality service as a department within the corporation. But when I see a corporation that has a culture of giving outstanding service, this is what I see. Quality service engulfs the entire organization. The office, the call centers, every aspect of the entire organization. Including the people back in the fry area, everybody is engulfed in this idea of this culture of giving outstanding service. The second line down, I'd like you to fill the blank for me. You must also create an environment. Please fill in the words, an environment where this culture can exist. Do not stifle the employees' creativity or ingenuity. If they try to reach out and try some new things, allow them a little bit of freedom to try some new things that exceeds the customer's expectations. 100% buy-in. You are only as strong as your weakest link. And if you have one employee in your organization that's not subscribed to this, they might be in the wrong organization. Many of you do it. You have employees working for you that probably shouldn't be. Sometimes it's out of hiring desperacy. We hire people that we don't want, but we're just short. We need them. But really realize that culture will not exist unless everybody subscribes to it. Fill in the last blank for me. The culture must be non-negotiable. That's another word I would like you to inject in your vocabulary. It is the word non-negotiable. When you talk to employees about 5 things that I want you to do, these are non-negotiable standards. We're not going to discuss them. They will be done. 100% of the time, every single customer, every single time. Coaching. I'm in an unfortunate position because I will not be a coach. In this environment, I'm a teacher. I just want information out to you. It's a one-time event, and I hope you take information back and utilize it. You are in a situation to be a coach. Coaching is, please fill the blanks for me, continuous, and it is consistent. Coaching never stops. Look at baseball. Look at a batting coach. When Ken Griffey Jr. is having batting problems, he gets up to the plate to swing. The batting coach sees problems. The batting coach says, now with Ken. The batting coach does just not go to Ken. He just doesn't go there and say, Ken, your head stinks. He knows that. What he needs is specific information about how to change his behavior. What Ken is looking for from a batting coach is, okay, spread your feet 2 inches further out, bring your elbow up a little bit, turn your head a little bit. Coaching is we're giving bits of information to an employee that will change your behavior. An example, if you have an employee that works at the register, and you notice that they're not staring the employees or the customer in the eye, they're not giving good eye contact, they're staring down at the tray, they're staring everywhere else but at the customer, and you want to try to help them. Well, going to that person and just telling them, boy, you got to give better eye contact, that doesn't do any good. What they need to hear is they need some change their behavior. What I would do is I would tell that employee, John, the customers really feel an emotional bond when we give them good eye contact. It's something that makes us feel more important. We need to begin doing it. And I want to help you out a little bit. What I want you to do is every customer that walks forward, that comes to you, I want you to look and see if you can tell the color of their eyes. Look in their eyes and see if you can pick out the color. Now don't say it out loud. That might sound a little darky, blue, brown, green. But get the color of their eye. Because the amount of time it takes to see the color of someone's eyes, that's the amount of time it takes to create a little bit of an attachment to that person. Now, twice during the daytime, during your next shift, your 4-hour shift, probably a couple of times, I'm going to come behind you when it's slow. And I'm going to ask you what the color of the eyes were of the person that just left. And if you can get both of them right, I'll buy you a bag of Oreos tomorrow because I know you will. Or I'll take you to lunch or whatever. But that's what a coach does. He gives them very specific tools and information on which to help them succeed. Have you ever heard of a gentleman named R.J. Wrigley? Mr. Wrigley was the founder of Wrigley Chewing Gum. And there's a story about him on an airplane one time. The gentleman sitting next to him says, Mr. Wrigley, I don't understand it. He said, your name is just predominant in the chewing gum industry. You own the business. He said, I don't understand. You're already number one. Why do you continue to advertise? And he says, well, for the same reason that the pilot of this airplane keeps the engines running once we're in the air. It never can't stop. It's not a race to a score. If you are the best, you can't stop. You have to continually coach employees who will never stop. So never think that there's an end to this path. It is consistent. It is ongoing. The next area, which is coaching tools. Now we are going to sit down. We are going to coach employees, and we have the proper tools to do it. People have about 3 different types of learning skills, approximately different ways to take in information. And I want to cover those with you. The first one is there are visual learners. You have some employees that learn best visually. These people like to think in pictures. Please spell the word pictures. These are the people you can recognize them because when you ask them a question, they look up over your head like this. It's because they're waiting for a picture to form. They don't like phones as much as other people. They're the ones that are not going to raise you the telephone. They like things written down. They love notes. They love paperwork. They love to see things in writing. They may not have a lot of expression in their voices. They may tend to have a little bit more flat or monotone voice. They must think before they talk. You might consider them really a slow person, but what they're doing is, again, they're waiting for the picture to form before they respond to you. They want to see it clearly. And when they give feedback, they may use language like, you know what? I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's because they can. It's right over your head. The distance between the two parties, when you walk up to this person to talk to them, the distance that they're going to leave between you is about 4 to 5 feet. They're the ones that are going to stand back a little bit. If you try to squeeze them, they'll step back. They want to see all of you. They exhibit very little eye movement. They'll tend to keep their eyes a little more focused during your conversations because if their eyes move around too much, they lose the photograph. They lose the picture. The best ways to coach these people is using diagrams, pictures, bullet points. The other learner is an auditory learner. These people like to hear things spoken. Please fill the blank. They like to hear things spoken. Oh, and they love phones. They will raise you and they will win. That does not mean all teenage girls are auditory learners, however. That's it. They have a tendency to interrupt. They are the ones that before you finish your sentence, they're talking right over the back of yours. That may help define it for some of you. They talk to think. They're the ones that might be standing over there in the corner talking to themselves, and you think they're nuts. There might be, but they're also auditory learners. And when they give feedback, they might use words like, well, you know, that sounds good to me. Yeah, that sounds good. Because it does. The distance between these two parties, when you go to talk to them, or they come to talk to you, they'll stand about a foot away from you. They don't need to see you. They just want to see your mouth. They exhibit lots of eye movements because they're face to face with you, and they really don't want to see your face that much anyhow, so their eyes move around quite a bit. They have no pictures to stand. The best way to coach these people is simply verbally. You can just talk to them. It's like a sponge. The last learning style is kinesthetic, or you may hear it called kinetic. They wear their feeding. They're a real touchy-feely group. They come to talk to you, and they hang on to you, and they touch you. Know them? They also deal with the emotion of movement. They like movement. They might be side by side, and they'll use words like, oh yeah, I feel what you're talking about. Yeah, I feel that. It's because they can. They're hanging on to you. They learn by hands-on coaching. They fill in the blanks. They learn by hands-on coaching. The best way to help these people out is by role-playing or some movement. Now, here's your options. If you've got employees who work underneath you, 5 employees underneath of you, you're going to want to find out before you sit down to coach them, you want to be an outstanding leader. You better figure out which learning style they are, because they're not all going to accept it. If you have someone that is a real visual learner and you try to speak to them out, they might not get the whole thing. They might need something visual, a brochure, maybe a procedure manual or something to stare at. That's how you help your people. Now, you might know just by